out the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat, and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bring in all the big guns when we coming through. Welcome to the stage. Come on, enjoy the taste. Hurry up, don't come and last. You know we love it, the sacred stage.
Well, that's amazing. Good evening, everyone. Oh, God, I got a graphic up. I didn't mean to do it.
Oh, damn, I love it.
Oh, look at it. Christian, get that the hell off there.
No,
I like using
public
that.
domain.
I might
It's
use
good,
that.
it's good,
Well, it
it's
is
good.
public domain. We're fine.
Yeah.
Steamboat Mickey,
All right.
he represents the show.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash as Mike whistles our way into the newest episode.
Excellent.
I'm one of 3 hosts today, Christian Cortez, joined always by...
Hi, I'm Michael Zapsik, and to my right, the ever lovely and always talented.
the wonderful and amazing.
The rest. Julia Zapsik. There we go.
Atta girl. Yeah.
Did you like that? You didn't see the tweet I posted
I like
and
that.
the announcement I posted. I was like,
No sound.
you know, I was
What's going on, guys?
Who's got no sound?
We're plugged in, guys. Hold
You
on.
ain't plugged in.
What?
Yeah.
Who else can't hear us? Can anyone hear us?
Let's hold on 1 second, guys. Momentarily. You hear us fine. Christopher Hewitt, you're making us go crazy.
Christopher Hewitt.
No, I'm just
Oh,
going
I
to
was
do
going
this
to
from now
start
on.
talking shit about Christopher Hewitt now. Okay. Yeah, so I posted on Twitter and Facebook. Yes, I posted on Twitter and Facebook that, you know, Michael Zapsik, Christian Cortez, and the rest will be on. I was hoping you would see it and enjoy it.
Just for you, Chris.
Just for you.
Christopher.
Chris-
The whole show. No, we sacrificed ourselves on Cupid's altar because apparently today's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Love
you know what?
Valentine's Day,
I didn't
baby.
even think to ask you if you had plans for Valentine's Day. I
Do
just
I look like I have plans for
called you.
Valentine's Day? Look at this hair.
You're a fucking rock star.
Usually, if I have plans on Valentine's Day, this will look much better.
Come on, Buckshot and Banjo and Buckshot. Is Banjo come first?
Banjo comes first. Banjo's got a date for sure.
Okay.
Buckshot's working on some cars right now.
Yeah, and we got poke bowls and bubble tea for lunch,
I didn't have no
and
bubble
had
tea,
lunch
but yeah.
up in the
Up in the vault,
cave.
yeah.
Yeah, up in the back cave.
Up in the attic.
Up
I
in-
don't.
yeah.
I personally don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm just calling it Thanksgiving. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't
Thanksgiving,
celebrate Valentine's
Halloween.
Day. I've very much been that it's the corporate bullshit.
It is the corporate.
Which I'm
bullshit,
glad
yeah.
we had that discussion about on the phone, which was really fucking funny. But then I have been of the mindset where I'm just petitioning to make this just Halloween #1. So this will be like early little Halloween instead.
Lil
That
Halloween.
could
Lil
work.
Halloween.
Little Halloween.
Little Halloween, and then
The big Halloween.
Big Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that because we've got
for singles, it's Independence Day.
I like that. Yes.
Not only that, but it's also it's Ash Wednesday. Yesterday was Fat Tuesday, so you can mix the two.
Yeah, but
So
it
you could
doesn't
have it
always.
as-
It doesn't always fall on it.
No, but it's in the general vicinity.
Vicinity. Yeah, it's Ash Wednesday adjacent, I suppose. Yeah.
So
Most
you
years,
could
some
do that
years.
and have it as
Where are your
Lil-
ashes,
Lil
by the way?
Halloween.
Where are your ashes, by the way?
I
We talked
don't-
like for a fucking week about what we were going to give up for Lent, and here it is, Lent.
I gave up putting ashes on my forehead. That's
Gotcha,
what I did.
gotcha.
I think
Okay.
I'm doing all right. I can just make it another 6 hours without ashes on my
I'm going to
forehead.
give up banning people for Lent for 40 days. I'm not going to ban anybody.
Really?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I gave up giving a shit about what other people think.
There you go. I love it. I
So-
love it. Speaking about
Yeah, I
not giving
gave
a
up
shit
all
what
my
other people. No, I'm
fucks.
just
How
kidding.
about
Gave them all away. Just a little bit of housekeeping up front. So we're happy to be here tonight. We'll be here next week, I think, unless
Yes, we will.
something comes up, which sometimes happens. But we're planning to be here next week. Then you are going to be treated to at least 2 episodes without Mr. and Mrs. Because we are going to be fulfilling something.
No, we don't have to tell these people.
Oh, I
They
want
don't
to
deserve
tell
to
them, though.
fucking
I
know.
want to tell them.
All right, go ahead.
Our Valentine's Day gift to each other. So we've been
All right.
talking for years about taking dance lessons, right? And so we are going to be taking dance lessons. And
Yeah.
yes,
Damn
it's
straight,
four,
man.
4 weeks and then a 4-week break
The
and
wet
then
man
4
overbite.
and then 4 week and then 4 weeks off. No, it'll be like, we're going to start out easy, a little bit of waltz, a little bit of salsa, and then if we love it, then we will go on from there. So I'm
Oh,
very
okay.
excited.
I mean, jokes aside, I've actually been thinking about also doing some dance stuff.
Yeah.
Just because I mean,
That's
I know like my little. That's about,
Yeah.
and my second go-to dance move.
You can do that, man.
Yeah,
I can't get
I-
away with that shit.
Yeah, I got 2 dance moves and that's about it.
Well, you know what? We went
the
to
days
one
of
of the
splits are over.
we went to one of the estate. Like there are a couple. Like actually, apparently, dance is a big thing
We
in
really,
the area.
really shouldn't be like slamming our neighbors.
Oh,
like that.
I'm not slamming. I'm not going to name names.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, there are a couple of dance studios that are franchised, big franchises.
Jeez.
We went into one of them and we were talking to them. And I mean, first of all, it's run by Russians. And if you don't know me very well, you may not know that I am
Afraid of
She's Russian intolerant.
not afraid.
Mhm.
Very,
Russian
very respectful
intolerant.
of the murderous thuggery that the Russian
Very true.
people, seem to be born with. So that was one. Second of all,
I'm actually Russian adjacent, so
yeah, he is Russian adjacent, but he's like a
know anything.
he's like a domesticated Russian though. I'm talking about
I
like
got some
feral
vodka
in
back
the
at home, that's
wild
about it.
Russians. Okay, listen. When we had a problem out in the front yard, they had to come and replace a big pipe. Some guy from Belarus was there. And, and I looked at him and he looked at me and we're talking and I offered him something to drink. He goes, "You're a nice person." I said, "You're from Russia." He goes, "From Russia?" He's like, "No,
Fuck you."
he spat. He goes, "I'm from Belarus." He goes, "Let me tell you about the Russians." And then he starts telling me about,
Let me tell you about Russians.
cannibalistic Russians, Russians,
Just going off.
He's talking about like, back in the day, they would literally like, watch from their windows, someone leaving their house and then follow them, waiting for them to drop from like, dehydration and hunger. And then they would cannibalize them. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, and the dude was obviously telling what he, either it was actually real or he believed it was real because he was straight up. And I was like, okay. Anyway, so the other reason is because we asked them, we say, okay, so, how does it work? And after like 25 minutes of talking about how it worked, Michael and I walked out. We're like smiling. We're like, "Do you understand how this works?" No, I have no idea how it works. How do we, like, how are we getting charged? Like, how many classes do we take? Like, all these packages, levels, and things like that. I'm like, I just want to fucking have somebody up in the front of the room and be like, "Put your foot here, grab your girl around her waist, move her here, do this." That's all I want. I'll pay for it. I don't care. But, if I can't understand what you're trying to do in 25 minutes, then you can't teach me anything.
Well,
And, for like,
I would imagine that
many
they would be
hundreds of
great dance
dollars.
instructors because they love giving orders.
well,
I would imagine.
maybe.
Or
So
maybe
we
they
actually-
shoot
Not
my,
that way.
they shoot
So-
at my feet. That'd be nice.
That's true. And they eat you if you don't perform well.
That's you cocksucker. I'm like,
That's right.
great,
Little
all
bit
right.
of ponzu sauce. Is that why you kept the ponzu sauce
Just
from
in
the
case, you never
Pokeball, just in
fucking
case?
know.
Yeah, a little bit of a.
Son of
So
bitches.
we signed up with
I'm
the
scared.
Monmouth County Park Service. For those of you who live in Monmouth County, or you live in a county like Monmouth County, which has a wonderful park service and recreation
we
department,
do have one.
you should take advantage of some of their programs. They are really quite lovely and they're run by great people. So we are really looking forward to that. But they happen on.
Not all. Some of them are kind of scummy, just like all politicians. There are politicians out
I
there.
don't have
who-
to put the caveat in there. Anyway, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I do,
And
because
so
you're
we're going to
telling-
have a little
you're-
interrupted in the schedule.
You're telling everybody that the parks and rec services out there are wonderful.
Ours is.
Ours is, but the other
I'm not-
people, no, you said, and they're all
Check them
hosted by
out.
other.
Just check them out.
We don't
Honey-
know that. We don't want to spread
Yeah,
misinformation.
exactly. I don't want to spread
Oh
misinformation.
my
We,
gosh.
we can have, there could be Russians out there that are heading some parks.
It's true.
Engelbert's got
true.
something to say. Best thing about Russian soldiers is they'll do your week's worth of shitty detail duty for a pack of Marlboro and a bar of soap. That's no joke. He would know he was in the military,
Yeah.
so they would just do all the shit that he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
true.
Wow.
And I had some dude come in here earlier today, actually, speaking of Russians, and were telling me about, traveling around the world. And they were talking about tattoo culture in different parts of the world. And, thankfully the phone rang because it was quite terrifying to find out, about like how
That must
different
happen
cultures
often
view
Thankfully, the
tattoos. Huh?
Thankfully, the
Thankfully, the
phone.
phone. I'm sorry, I got to answer this and talk for a long time to nobody on the phone.
Mhm.
You know, if
But
that
no.
ever happens, Mike, just text me. Call the stash,
Mhm.
and I'll call.
No, it
I'll
was
save
I
you.
should
it
just
was
put
a
it on there.
fascinating conversation, but terrifying at the same time. I'm like, I don't think I have the stomach for this today. It's Valentine's Day, and I'm very soft. So anyway, it was a nice day. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get. I got people.
Why don't you?
And they're trying to
turn it off?
contact me. I'm trying to do that. So yeah. Anyway, that's the update in our schedule, and that's really the only chit chat I guess we have. I mean, do you have any other
Chit-chat?
Shit chat.
Very
chit
nice.
chit?
We went from Julia's
Shit.
word of the week to shit chat. Okay.
Chit chat.
Good enough.
Chit chat.
Chit chat.
We
Chit-chat.
can talk about how about that Super Bowl? How about that sports?
Oh, we can come back.
The-
that's the
sports.
Oh, I've resurrected, guys, the talking point sheet, which has been met with, various.
It's either sometimes we'll follow it to a T and you guys will know those shows, or sometimes we just will like,
Yeah. So
okay, we're gonna talk about
we're
something
kind of going
else.
all around it. I felt like, okay, so if anyone watched the Super Bowl, you saw the commercial maybe for Deadpool, right? Deadpool versus Wolverine.
It was one
And-
of the first ones.
And my
yeah.
first thought was those poor bastards who spent millions of dollars and ended up right after that, because of course, Ryan Reynolds is like, it's streaming now, so go watch it. And of course, like all of us are like, fuck, we're watching it. So whoever came on after that, we have no idea what that commercial was.
yeah, that's
Didn't
pre-
even
that's
see
pretty
it.
much it.
Didn't even see it. Millions
I
of
did love
dollars
that
down the
trailer.
Puppy
drain.
Bowl. It was the Puppy Bowl. No, I have no idea what it was.
I did love that trailer though, and I am really excited to see what they do with Deadpool 3. However,
Yeah.
my expectation for it is a lot higher than what I know the movie will deliver, and I know that going into it, because here's the thing. Deadpool is now under Disney, and if it doesn't open with a musical number, like, I'm going to be very disappointed, because Deadpool has to dance around as a Disney princess. Like, it's something he would do. Like, he's under Disney. He has to make fun of them. He did it a little bit in the trailer, and I'm like, I want more. I want full on just
Ryan Reynolds
making
would be the
mouse
guy to
miserable.
do it. He would be the
Yeah.
guy to do it.
And he could
He'd be the
pull
guy
it
to
off.
do it.
He'd be the one person who could pull that off. Damn it! I
And
thought I
Hugh
had it.
Jackman,
He's
got
a
his
song and
start.
dance man.
Got his
Oh,
start
yeah.
on Broadway, so
no,
he's
100%.
definitely a
He can
song and
carry it,
dance
too.
man. I mean, together, that actually might be pretty
That would be
freaking
hilarious, right?
hilarious.
You
yeah.
were skeptical at first, and then you're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, well, I'm like,
The
now
thought
I'm
process-
seeing it, and I'm like, well, and then after watching Jason Momoa do Flashdance
Oh my
during the
god,
Super
that
Bowl,
was awful.
that was like at first I was like, oh
How
god, does he
horrible was
need
that?
money that bad? But then I'm watching him, and I'm like, holy shit, he's having the time of his life,
He was
and he's
having fun, but
actually
then-
really good. And like all of a sudden, I was like, I love Jason Momoa doing Flashdance now. I was.
But I didn't like the Scrubs guys with him. I was like, they don't
Was
need
that for,
to be
was
there.
it for the T-Mobile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They peaked when the last ad that they did, they had Travolta and they were doing Summer Nights. I thought that was funny.
Oh, I didn't
I'm
see
like-
that one.
I'm
Okay.
like, all right, cool. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
these ads, I really.
And then I have to say that I wasn't.
Deadpool 3.
I
This
wasn't.
is what I'm expecting. Can I pull?
Oh, is that
closer on one?
Dazzler?
Yeah.
Is that your Dazzler picture?
Can
Yeah.
you do that? Yeah.
And tell me who that looks like.
Is that good?
Well, we know
A
it's
little
going to
bit closer.
be. Don't
It's-
we know it's going to be Taylor Swift?
I think
It's
we.
Dazzler.
Oh, it's 100%
Yeah.
Taylor.
It's got to be
Yeah,
Taylor Swift,
100% Taylor Swift. Yeah.
If it's not,
I'm going to be disappointed
And
and heartbroken.
actually, she's a good. She kind of looks like Dazzler. She could
That's
pull
what I
it.
said.
Yeah. I don't know what her
Take a look.
acting chops are. I mean, I know she's a performer. She's a wonderful
She's
performer.
got a
but-
$1 billion movie out there.
this
Okay.
Engelbert just listed exactly how I want this movie to go down.
How?
Deadpool breaks Walt Disney's head out of cryogenic stasis.
That'd be good.
Ooh.
That would be awesome.
That's just it. Is like that trailer. You even see it, and it wasn't a detail that I saw.
And he
until the
mixes
second watch.
guacamole in it for
Listen.
his tacos, right? No.
If you saw it,
burritos.
If you-
Chimichangas. No, come on.
I thought he liked
chimichangas.
tacos. No.
No, chimichangas.
No,
Oh,
chimichanga.
sorry. Chimichanga. Sorry.
But if you watch the trailer, there's a moment where they're in the midst of a fight, and behind him is the 20th Century Fox logo broken in stone, and I'm just, oh, this is going to be great. I'm so excited because this is at least it's alluding to that this is their version of Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. Could be, because I mean,
Could be good.
it could be that.
Okay.
I just think that it could be quite funny.
They could pull
So
that off. They could pull that
I-
off. I don't know why Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in whatever commercial they were in. I forget now what it was
It was
for.
Dunkin'.
For Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Oh, that.
No,
I
just
don't.
Dunkin'.
Dunkin'?
No, they're rebranding, baby.
Oh, fuck
Just
that. Dunkin' Donuts
That's
forever,
Dunkin'
dude.
Donuts for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Now I want a donut.
I don't know why they weren't wearing
Can someone
a Jay
call
and Silent Bob.
Grubhub?
Secret Stash T-shirt underneath of everything. They could have really done that, right?
Could have done that, but
They could have done that.
No.
George Carlin T-shirt, something. I mean, come on,
Come on.
throw us a bone, guys.
I also,
Um,
that commercial, it was fine. I know how like productions like that tend to work, and I'm like, it's like they tried to make it look all realistic and natural, and I'm like, that is not what's going on. That's more choreographed than a fucking dance number, and like it's made to look like fake.
They
behind
probably
the
weren't
scenes.
weren't all even in the same room at the same time, so they're like piecing shit together.
I think that they were in the same room because listen,
You do?
people will
Okay.
spend money on Super Bowl ads. Like you work
Like
on the Super
millions of dollars.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
yeah.
not only for
Yeah,
the ads
for 30
themselves,
seconds,
but
yeah.
for the space to show it. Because I mean, it's the
Right.
biggest.
Well,
It
the
is the biggest
productions, yeah.
television event of the year. I would assume nowadays.
Oh yeah, a normal ad costs for like 30 seconds to actually film it,
Mhm.
depending on who you get for it, would be like between 100,000 and like $1 million.
Jeez.
And then I think ad time these days for a 30-second commercial is like it was $6 million.
Yeah, but that's on the Super Bowl, not just like
I'm
on
talking
regular TV.
I'm talking Super Bowl, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they use it later on. But
Yeah,
to like have it. Honest to God, the Super Bowl is like the Academy Awards of
Sports
commercials.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Commercials.
Mm.
When you think about it,
Did you watch
sports,
the game?
Fuck sports.
I don't know
Yeah.
shit about
Yeah, we
sports.
watched-
Although this year I did catch the game a little bit,
yeah.
but not on
Because
CBS.
you're a Swiftie.
No, I watched the game on Nickelodeon.
Really?
So Nickelodeon is now under the same umbrella as CBS.
Okay.
So they did a simulcast.
The
they
Paramount. It's
did.
Paramount.
Yeah. So they did a broadcast that was normal on
We saw that.
CBS,
We saw that they had the
Yes,
they
we
had
did
SpongeBob,
see
like,
that.
right there.
and then
So,
they
yeah.
did a broadcast that was hosted by SpongeBob and Patrick,
Oh my God.
and it was chaotic
was it
and
cool? Was it
wonderful.
glorious? Sort of like last week.
Yeah, it was like burnt toast a little bit, but
Okay.
with SpongeBob, it was great.
So, and to shift back to what Julia was saying, when we take our little break,
Oh, is
you
that
will
what we're
get
doing?
the knuckleheads.
Yes, the
You will
burnt
have
toast. Are we
the-
calling him burnt toast?
We're actually calling it stirring the pod, but
Stirring
we
the
should-
pod. Okay.
We should call him
The burnt toast squad.
The
on
burnt
Burning
toast
the
squad.
Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, on stirring.
Well,
the
we
pot.
did promise Johnny that we would talk shit about him, or maybe
You
he
did.
just said talk some shit.
or don't talk.
And
shit
then I
about
said,
me.
We're gonna talk shit about you. It could have been that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, I mean, I was home, and these guys did. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I could not stop laughing. I was texting everybody, "Your guys are fucking hilarious." I thought the energy of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you was
Hypnotic.
great. I
Was
mean, I thought it was
hypnotic.
great. You all like brought like a
Stop
slightly
touching the
different.
microphone.
I know.
Oh my God, when he kept like doing this, and he was doing that today too. He goes, don't forget, Christian loves it when you pull the microphone back and forth multiple
That's
times.
not even funny.
He was fucking with you. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's like, I didn't know he could hear me. I'm like, dude, he's sitting at the fucking, of course he can hear you. So yeah, he knew quite well.
no shit.
Yeah. Johnny, I think, probably is part of the shadow cabal. Like, I think he's the leader of Hydra, actually.
He's
You know,
like a Mensa student.
He comes in and he's like,
Johnny's the leader of Hydra, but he doesn't know it.
he's like, oh yeah, I'm just
I'm
cousin
probably-
Johnny hanging out. But then like every once in a while, you look at him and you're like, you're fucking like
Yeah,
Lex
you're
Luthor
fucking
in
with him.
Mike, I'm part
disguise.
of this club. And,
Yeah.
That's great. I mean,
We meet in secret and talk about like what world governments to
cut off one
topple
head,
and
two
stuff
shall
like
take
that.
its place.
Yes.
They keep talking about that, but I don't know.
All I know is that I have as much coffee as I want.
They say hail a lot, but like they're cool people.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly
All
right.
right.
All right.
All right.
They told me to push this
Hell,
button.
Hell, all right.
Hell, all
You know,
right. All right. That's the
Hail,
drawing
all
I
right.
want. Hell,
I like-
all right.
All right, Hydra. All right.
We'll have to greet him that way tomorrow morning, and we'll know if he watched the podcast or not.
There-
if he
there
listened to
is-
He's
it or
not
not.
watching the podcast.
Or listening to it.
No, he's not. He's out.
That's
He's
right. He's
doing
doing
his-
Valentine's
yeah,
Day
Valentine's
stuff.
Day.
Yeah.
There was one ad though that Christopher mentioned that I did really get a kick out of. It was the Paramount Plus ad.
Yes.
where it was
Sir
Knuckle,
Patrick.
Sir Patrick Stewart,
It was very good.
Drew Barrymore, and Hey Arnold, and a couple other characters were there. And they're trying to get over the mountain, and they're like, "We'll throw something, and maybe we'll throw a football to get a rope over." We don't have a football, but we have a football-shaped head. They pull the camera over, and it's Hey Arnold.
And he's got that football-shaped head.
And then they fucking throw Arnold, and Drew Barrymore, meanwhile, is just like, "We're not throwing Arnold, we're throwing Arnold." And everyone, meanwhile, is just like, "Throw him, throw the child, throw the child."
Oh,
And
God.
Patrick Stewart jumps in. He's got that the old leather helmet on.
Right.
And he's got the old
Where was- I
pads.
guess so, yeah, but I must have tuned out by that time. Yeah.
You were like, I'm going upstairs.
And then Creed shows up and starts playing. What was the song? Just really higher, or some bullshit. And of course, they miss the mountain. And then but just go watch
Does
it.
Gronk come out at some point?
It
So
says
yeah.
Sir Patrick on the back of his uniform.
Oh,
I would
geez.
play it on here, but then YouTube would probably
They
would
be
Kick
like,
our ass. Yeah,
"What
yeah.
are you doing? You can't.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid for this."
Bad.
So
So since we jumped right down to Super Bowl commercials and a little bit about Deadpool, you want to talk about Michael's favorite thing of the day, the Fantastic Four casting that was revealed?
Oh,
There was a lot of talk in the shop about this
Congratulations.
today.
This is our fuck the suit segment.
This is our fuck the
Mike,
shoots.
I'm on board with it, but
I am not.
okay. You go with your
All
thoughts
right.
first. All right.
I will talk about this casting. It is Pedro Pascal, Vanessa
Kirby?
Kirby,
Vanessa
yes.
Kirby, yeah.
Another guy who looks
Joseph
like
Quinn?
another guy, Joseph Quinn. He's the only one that I'm like, okay. All right, as Johnny Storm, that would be good. But the guy who's playing Ben Grimm, not good. He's a fine actor.
You just don't see him as
I just
Ben.
don't see him. He looks more like McPoyle from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I really don't want a McPoyle being the thing.
I thought that you were going to have the most. We were talking about Pedro Pascal, right? I think there's a lot. Like I'm scanning some of the feedback.
I love Pedro Pascal.
There was a lot of
great
like mixed emotions and mixed feelings about Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Now,
You mean Senor Fantastico?
Yes, that is the man.
okay, so I guess I'm agnostic. Really, I mean, does he? They seemed to go out of their way to pick actors that had some resemblance to what we would consider like the canonical portrayal of the Fantastic Four, except for that character. Pedro Pascal is an incredible actor, so I'm sure he can pull off being the smartest guy in the room. But if they don't allow him to portray Reed Richards that way, then it won't be that Pedro Pascal wasn't a good enough actor to do it. It will be because they weren't good enough writers and directors to allow him to do it.
I can't
Because
see him
Reed
being
Richards
that.
is the smartest guy in the room.
He's the smartest guy in every room.
In every room. And that's how he has to come across.
Even the theoretical rooms that are adjacent to this room. You need somebody who
And I'm not necessarily saying that as a compliment either. I mean, we all have met people who are incredibly, like ridiculously smart and complete and utter douchebags. And you're just
God.
lock this motherfucker up and throw away the key. They are so annoying. It doesn't matter how smart you are. They're just terrible people. So, and Reed Richards has a little bit of that in him, like a little bit of that abrasiveness, a little bit of that I don't fit in, a little bit of that go fuck
Yeah.
yourself. I am smarter than you are, so you have to listen to me. I mean, all that has to come across. Otherwise, it doesn't matter who they cast. They could cast the M&Ms, Mr. Yellow M&M, and it still wouldn't be, it still wouldn't be a successful casting.
you say
So-
stuff that just
I'm
doesn't
just
make sense.
trying to
Like,
point out like the most
M&M.
ridiculous
Oddly
casting.
enough, I got it. It's the eccentric casting choices. It's like, why cast this person when it could be anybody else? But no, you go with the wild card.
No, you went with. It's not even a wild card.
I think they went with the person that they know they would sell tickets. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone loves Pedro Pascal for good reason. So they were like, let's stick him in this movie. It'll help to make it successful. Every other Fantastic Four movie has sucked balls,
But
so
there's some times where it's like, okay, yes, it can be annoying when it's blatant, and this is pretty blatant where it's Pedro playing Mr. Fantastic. I just think that in the sense that I've seen enough of him that I enjoy his work, that I can understand that he can bring it to portraying that character.
He cannot do that.
I think he could.
He cannot.
Nah,
He can't make
man.
me believe that he's the smartest man in every room. He can make me believe that he's everybody's dad in everybody's
So it's
room.
going to be very interesting. When does
It's
this movie premiere? Like 2025,
yeah.
right?
And
So
I will be there to
We
say,
will have to be back here at this table
I will have
after the premiere.
what is it, the 18th best
2000
feeling?
2025.
No, the 18th best feeling. I told you so.
Ah.
I told you so.
Or-
He's gonna be, or you can tell
Michael's
me
going to be here like this, being like, I can't imagine
What-
why I was
what-
so
what's
wrong.
worse? Like
is
you
like-
being right, me being right, or it's something in the middle?
I would much rather have them recast it and bring
That
in.
ain't happening.
Well, that's because they're fucking morons, and this is why fuck the Suits. And Vanessa Kirby is not a good choice for Sue Storm.
But here's the thing that I also
Why?
here's
Why do
where
you
it's
think that?
gonna-
I don't know anything about her.
I
Me
don't
neither. I'm
know.
looking at her. I've never seen her in anything. She just doesn't look she doesn't look like Sue Storm.
Really?
I don't know what she acts like.
I thought that they might have chosen her because I thought she resembled, she's kind of like a,
I would say out of most, I could argue that that Pedro does not look like Reed Richards.
No.
But I would argue that Vanessa very much could look like Sue Storm.
Okay, but let's
Same for Joseph Quinn.
Do me a favor. No, Joseph Quinn works. Yeah, I said he's the only one in this one that.
who did you want to be, Ben Grimm? You had somebody else. That
I
you
wanted
thought
Alan Richdale.
Richardson?
Richardson, whatever his name is.
From,
Reacher.
from Reacher.
Yeah.
I think he would have made.
Well,
the
they wouldn't have had to
perfect
do.
Ben
I
Grimm.
mean, he's big enough. I mean, they wouldn't have had to put any
Because-
prosthetics on him.
Well, they could have done a little bit of the CGI like they do Ruffalo. Just keep his face in there, and that's the way he speaks is very Ben Grimm. He's got that gravelly kind of voice, and he's much smarter than people give him credit for, which is Ben Grimm in a little bit. And I told you last week who I would cast as Mr. Fantastic.
Who was that?
It is Pullman's son.
Yes.
He was in Lessons in Chemistry.
Who?
Oh, yes,
He would have been- He
yes.
played Calvin.
Hold on, he was Pullman's son.
I know.
Bill Pullman's
I
son?
know. I was like, holy shit.
Really?
That's amazing.
He was
Louis
good.
Louis Pullman.
Yeah, he was good in that.
And he was
good in that.
amazing. He was fantastic. And I believed that he was the smartest person in any room except for Brie Larson. Brie Larson was much smarter than him.
I would have, if we're going to talk about like hypothetical casting
Yeah.
choices, I could have seen Brie as a Sue Storm as well.
Unfortunately, she's
I know,
typecast.
I know she's already typecasted, but I know
She
that
would have been.
she's,
She would have been.
I
Great.
know that she's already Captain Marvel, but I'm just like, that may be switching there. But I don't know. I think that I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't we didn't go the route of what we saw in Doctor Strange. Like I knew I knew in the back of my mind that was going to be a one-off. Or was John
Krasinski. He
Krasinski
should have. Yes. He was,
as Mr. Fantastic. I thought that was great fucking
that's
casting.
perfect casting.
Do you think that he wants to do it though? Because when we were chatting because today is obviously New Comics Day, so the reservists were all in, or at least the ones that were local, and we love all our reservists.
This
Thank
is
you, reservists.
rude,
And they were. What is he talking about me?
No,
Because I will fly out to wherever the fuck he lives,
No,
and
no.
no, I'm just kidding.
Hangover just goes, I would love to see Brie invisible.
But what the fuck was I just gonna say
I don't know.
about?
He
Oh,
railed you.
Krasinski. They were saying that they think that Krasinski's taken a step back from acting because he really wants to do more directing.
Yeah.
Because he's been, so listen, he might have been in consideration, and he may have himself said, you know what, I don't want to spend that much time doing superhero roles. I would rather do my directing.
Yeah.
So be mad at him.
I did love
he
that
might
commercial.
He might have.
For If,
Yes.
I can't wait for that movie.
That looks like it's going
And
to
I
be
was
a
like,
lot of fun.
Randall Park. I'm like, I love you, Randall Park. I love Randall Park, first off. I think
I
he's
love the
amazing.
concept of it.
Yeah.
And there was a behind the scenes thing that they had released a couple of months ago. And the first thing I heard, I was sold. I was like, we're trying to make a live action Pixar movie. I was like, I'm sold. I'm in. And it's John. And it's John and Steve Carell.
Whoever's
that cast,
whoever's
Randall
calling
Park.
the stash right now, who keeps calling, thinking we're going to pick up during the podcast, just leave a message. We'll get back to you. We promise. But you had wanted to talk about Godzilla versus Kong versus.
I just saw the
some of
the
these-
trailer come out, and I was like, I'm hyped for it because it looks like exactly what I need it to be. Big dumb fun. It's Kong wielding the Infinity Gauntlet for some reason, and I'm just like, okay, I'm on board. I'm just like, you know what? Cool. I'm cool with it. Listen.
I love anything with
if we're
Godzilla. in
gonna
it.
get a big
Yeah.
dinosaur that can breathe, if we're gonna get a big lizard that can breathe fire versus a big gorilla movie, I want it to be ridiculous and fun, and that looks like exactly what I'm getting.
Cool.
I would love
Cool.
for Kong to be wearing like a huge beret and have like a chain gun. That would be freaking awesome. Don't you think?
Well, you're going to see that in Planet
mean-
of the. Is it Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes
I'm
or something
looking for-
like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kingdom looks dope.
Yeah. Kingdom does look
Oh,
good.
I can't wait for that movie. But those movies were like unreasonably good. Like that trilogy of films, and then Matt Reeves had done it. I just recently realized or rediscovered because I really did love his Batman take.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I just was like, all right, just give me more Planet of the Apes. I'm on board. What else was that? Jensen Ackles as Reed Richards. I don't know how. I don't know if I see
No.
that.
And if that's Josh on the phone, hang the fuck up.
Yeah, they're really. Oh,
Holy
I'm going to go
shit.
see who it is.
Yeah,
I just am
please do.
curious to see who it is. Hold on.
On the hell with it. Make Chris Evans play Mr. Fantastic. Not like Marvel hasn't made him do multiple people already. Well, an early iteration of Marvel, which oddly enough, the Fantastic Four movies, the first couple ones under Fox were where Kevin Feige.
Should I answer the phone and see who it is?
Is
I
it Josh?
wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Nah, just
Oh,
in
okay.
case.
All right, we won't.
You never know. It could be just someone
We
who's
won't.
like, yeah,
Yeah, we-
screw you guys. Like,
Yeah, we don't see. Yeah, but that might be fun.
that, or it's someone trying to find me about my car's extended warranty, and I don't know how they found me.
No, but it might be fun to get somebody who like just goes off. We could put them on mic and they could just like.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, it is Josh.
It's Josh Mundal?
No, yeah, he just confirmed.
It's not me.
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
you.
it's not you. Oh, well, it would have
It's
been
like,
fun
no,
if
it's
it were
me.
you.
It's not me.
It would have been
Oh, so
fun
it's
if it were
Engelbert.
you.
I'm just blaming Engelbert.
Sure.
And that works out.
Um,
But yeah, no, that movie looks like dumb fun, and I'm about it.
yeah, it
That's
does.
really-
It does. It does.
That's
It
really
does.
all I got. Like once you see him wielding an Infinity Gauntlet, that was like, okay, I'm just in. It looks just glorious.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see.
Let's see what's
It
going on.
is
Engelbert.
unknown private number. Oh,
Yeah.
can I
Someone
answer
trying
it,
to spam.
please?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Good evening, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. May I help you? Good evening. You've reached Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, the most famous comic book store in the world. How may I help you?
Richards.
Oh, they hung up. They hung up on me.
Whoever just called is a real big puss. So
Aw, come on. You could have been totally famous, and I was looking forward to hearing whatever bullshit you had to say. Okay, so I just want to tell you what's still on the sheet of paper.
No, I wouldn't.
in case we what? No, he wouldn't.
sorry.
What?
Yeah.
No, to
Someone
respond
said-
to a comment.
Yeah,
Someone was like, "Huge shit if it was Kevin Smith calling." No,
Be like, "Hey,
No,
boss,
why?
What's going on?
First
Yeah,
of
why
all,
would I
he wouldn't call on the store
Yeah, he'd
phone.
call on
So
my
yeah,
cell phone,
he would call on his cell phone.
which none of you have.
But Rob Liefeld retired from Deadpool. I know you want to talk about books that are flying out the door. The Ultimate Universe is, I mean, everyone's like,
books
oh,
I can't sell.
comics are dead. Comics are dead. Comics are dead.
Oh, yeah.
We can't keep Ultimate Universe
Yeah.
on the racks.
I'm on like the third. They've got a third printing that's already sold out of Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Ultimate Black Panther is going to a third printing, which can't get it.
Except if you were a reservist
If
here at
you
the
were a reservist,
stash,
yeah.
we would have ordered it for you, and you'd have
If you,
it in your box
yeah, if,
or delivered to your door. So,
yeah, if you were a reservist,
which you can find out more about being a reservist by calling us here at the stash at
Not now, though.
732-758-0508.
Later.
Not now.
During
Or going
normal
online,
business hours.
thesecretstashonline.com and clicking the reservist tab.
That's a
So, Jonathan
That'd be
Hickman,
something
that's-
congratulations.
not a
You are
me
kicking
thing.
ass and taking names.
yeah.
and
Jonathan Hickman has been kicking.
yeah,
ass.
absolutely good.
He
But
brought back the Ultimate Universe, and that's not something I thought anyone would ever be able to do.
and did it well.
And
And
he
is,
did
and
it
is doing
very
it
well.
beautifully. Yeah. So kudos. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on. But Liefeld, are you sad to see him go, or is it time? He's done
I-
enough. He needs to take a
It's
rest.
up to him.
And
I
And
like
enjoy
that
his
it's
life?
I like that it's on his terms
Okay,
and not
all
just
right.
being ousted from your own character. 'Cause
Listen.
that can happen
of course.
more than it should.
And I'll be completely honest. He takes so much shit for like cat boobs and not being able to draw feet. But I've met him on several occasions. Nothing but a nice guy to me.
People really tend to forget the human beings behind these
They
stories.
do, and
And when they become just mercilessly mean, it's just like
such
you realize
entitled
that, like,
pieces of shit.
realize that there was a person that did this,
Yeah.
right? It's either this or the alternative of AI, which you definitely don't want. So relax. They're all into these books, and it's called stylization. So shut the fuck up. I'm
Thank you,
tired.
Christian, for
I'm-
putting it into
I just-
perspective.
I can't with that type of
Christian,
stuff.
putting
But
it into
I love
perspective.
that
Mhm,
it's on his terms.
mhm.
It's him being like, you know what? I'm going to take a step back, let some other people come in and work on the character. Because, I mean, that's always been the case. There have been other writers under Deadpool.
course.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's just a kind of a general passing of the torch. And I bet he'll come back to do more books eventually. It's just a closure right
I
now.
don't know if he wants to do Deadpool ever again, and then he should.
And if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the door
What
seems
else
to
did
be
he
open.
create? Didn't he create?
he
other
created
characters?
Cable.
He created Cable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you pull? Go up a little bit.
Oh, is it time to ban
the-
somebody or no?
Right there.
Oh, this one. Oh, I was.
I'm
answer
gonna
this.
tell you this. So was I. I was gonna say.
What is it?
No, the
What
real
is it?
Jim was actually Agent Jimmy Woo from WandaVision. So that's the
Yeah,
real
that was the
Jim
real-
from The Office.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay, you answered better than I did, but there you
Okay.
go.
Oh.
And can you pull that one up?
This one.
No, down underneath. There you go.
Mhm.
Yes, you can send something from Scotland, and I will burn the shit out of it for you.
What? What are you talking
Not a
about?
problem.
What? What is he sending from Scotland?
I'll read. Let me read them first, and then you can answer them because
Okay.
I realize without context it's quite confusing.
I love
Oh.
no context.
Hello, all the way from Scotland. Is it possible to send something over to get signed?
No, what does that
And
say?
he said no.
What does that say?
Hello, all the way from Scotland. Is it possible to send something over to get singed? Oh,
Singed.
singed.
Yes. Send it over here. I'll burn the shit out of it for you. Just remember, self-addressed stamped envelope.
Unfortunately, the problem with that is that international mail is so effed up
Wonky.
that the minute you put something in the mail and you send it over to us, a million terrible things can happen to it. And we can't guarantee that it'll get here safely. We can't guarantee that even if it did get here safely and we got it signed for you, that once we pack it up with loving care and send it back to you, that it will return to you safely. And so we can't accept things that weren't, we can't do that. We wish we could. We
And
wish
we also can't send internationally right now. We can send.
I mean,
to
we
Canada.
can. I mean, listen. If you call the store and you have a
Eh?
special request, we will try to accommodate you. We always have, and we always will. That being said, like if you go on our website and you just go, we've added Canada recently, but let me tell you something. It wasn't easy to make that work well, and it wasn't easy to make it work well in some price points that made sense for people to buy stuff. So, it's yeah, it's just the way that it is. But if you want to call the store and you want to chat or you want to email us at thecrewaskew@gmail.com, you have a special request, we absolutely will do our best to accommodate you, but we can't accept items that you just send to us because we don't want your shit to get ruined.
I
And
just wanted to say, sorry,
not be able to
Lee,
help.
I'm not making fun of your spelling. I was just, it tickled my funny bone.
Because he knew it'd go over my fucking head too. Like he was like, Chris is gonna read that as normal, and I'm just gonna just have fun with it. I'm like, damn.
But the good news is we know after a lot of testing and hopefully there's no gremlin in the system that's gonna come up to bite us in the ass. But it looks like everything's working great for our shipping to Canada. So we were
Mhm.
delighted, after not being able to ship anything or not shipping anything during COVID. It's taken us a while to kind of get back up to full speed, but we feel like we're getting there. For those of you from the UK that have asked about that, like I said again, we'd love to. So it is something that we would like to do, and we will be working on it, but we want to do it in a way that makes sense.
I see you're playing to the cameras. We're playing to the crowd.
Are we playing to the crowd? Okay.
You're playing to the cameras. I'm playing to the crowd.
Yeah. So, you know what? Damn it. I forgot to bring up my stuff. I just wanted, before we forget, I don't want to sign off again without wishing a fond farewell and rest in power to Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
We
sucked.
didn't talk about it last week.
I
We
hated
We
were
did
to-
having-
I
say
hated
something,
to
but
see
yeah, we
that.
were having a little too much
We were
fun.
having-
Yeah, I
we
hated
were
to see
having
that. I
fun.
mean, he's such an
It
iconic.
caught me off guard. I
Yeah.
was like, what was it? Natural causes? Was he sick?
I have no
You know
idea.
what? I didn't hear anything.
He was doing a whole bunch of stuff for the FanDuel for that Gronk, the kick of destiny too.
He was working.
He was
Yeah, the man
working.
was
Yeah.
working more than Stallone, for Christ's sakes. Hey, how about I get that?
Let's
No,
see.
don't
Hold on,
answer
hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on. It's another price. It's the same person.
Here's what we're gonna do. We don't reward bad behavior. We don't reward bad behavior. So there. That's
Simple as that.
Bad customer service, Mr. Zapsik.
I mean, it's after hours. That's their fault.
yeah.
Okay, you're right about that. Okay, so we got that.
Someone had asked an interesting
yes.
question
Ooh, an
that
interesting
I
question.
wanted to address to the panel. If you was going to do a story of a character, I'm making sure I read everything word for word as it is now.
That's fine.
If you was going to do a story of a character that already exists,
Okay.
would you recommend doing a reimagining or just try and make a story that connects to their already existing past? It depends on the character, I would think.
Yes.
Because like if I was doing let's say if I was doing a Green Hornet movie,
Right.
I would connect to what was kind of already established.
Would you connect to everything?
Well,
Like
no,
everything?
not like the Seth Rogen thing. If anything,
No,
I
no,
think-
no. I'm saying, would you connect to just about like all parts of his past? Because the Green Hornet was the great grandnephew of the
Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
So then that would mean I could just do an expanded universe of Green Hornet and
well,
Lone
you
Ranger
should,
films.
yeah.
That'd be
And there
dope.
should be much more. And can you imagine? Can you imagine doing so much more with that? That would be fantastic.
I think that, as I said, I think it depends on the character. But it can really
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Oh, you talk to Michael, but you won't talk to me? No, you can't hear anything?
No, I can hear it. I can hear our podcast. So
Is it our
yeah,
podcast,
of
really?
course it is.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I
We
just-
got one.
I don't ask me why I tried to do it.
What?
I just tried to listen through my microphone. If anybody rewinds back like 5 minutes, you'll see me just for a second go and then quickly turn away.
Oh, I love it.
But I'm going to turn and face this direction because
Okay,
you seem to be
yeah.
holding something.
Yeah, you know me. I always have to do my little, my little spiel for the store. So, and this is near and dear to our hearts. So, for anyone out there who is a political junkie and is just, dispirited, heartbroken, crestfallen, with
Disenfranchised.
feeling as if there's no one out there that they can really throw their support behind. I just want to make a suggestion. Can we please support these guys? Come on, Nick. Come on,
Vote for
come
Jay
on,
and
man.
Silent Bob.
You know that they're going to
They're
do a
the
great
write-in-
job.
They're the proper write-in
They
candidates.
absolutely are. They absolutely are. And you can show your support
I
for.
want to vote Jay and Silent Bob campaign. I want it to trend.
Absolutely.
And I want on election day when they're going through the list
Oh, I am
thing, how fucking
writing
crazy
it
would that
in.
be?
Jay and Silent
Jay
Bob.
and Silent Bob
Send me my
at the bottom
mail-in.
of the list.
Send me my mail-in
Yes.
ballot. Send me like 15 mail-in ballots. All right,
You heard
just,
it, guys.
Just send them to me. I
Vote
will
Jay
fill
and
them all
Silent
in.
Bob.
Jay and
Yeah.
Silent Bob, 420
Send
and
it to my-
24. And
Yeah.
here, if you feel like putting a yard sign is going to attract too much unwanted attention from your non converted neighbors, you can have this
You do that,
classy campaign style button to wear and show your support for Jay and Silent Bob.
or you can do what I do and go put this on your fundamentally Christian neighbors in their yard and see how fast it gets out.
Actually, I'm pretty sure anyone who belongs to a fundamental sect of any major organized religion is going to be offended. So, equal
I'm sorry, I didn't
opportunity
mean
offensive.
fundamental Christians. Fundamental everybody.
I
You're
think you can
fundamental person.
If you're fundamental, you
I
can
don't want to
offended.
be. I want to be inclusive to all the crazy fucks out there. How about that?
Oh boy.
Damn.
See,
Jay and
this is
Silent
why
Bobs,
we need.
love all the crazy.
This is why we
folks.
need Jay and Silent Bob. Because, if Jay and Silent Bob were here, they wouldn't be fucking fighting about Democrat versus Republican, red versus blue, elephants versus donkeys, fundamentalists versus whatever the opposite of fundamentalist is. They would just be hanging out, playing tunes, smoking weed, right? Drinking some brews.
That's exactly who I need in the White House right now.
Exactly. Hey, listen, it couldn't get any worse. It couldn't
No,
get any
it
worse
couldn't.
with those
No.
landscape.
I
So
could be,
show
I
your
could be chief
support.
of staff.
Show your support
Oh,
for Jay
man,
and
that'd
Silent
be
Bob
good, right?
for 2024. All right,
You'd be the true boss. We all know how that works.
the big
The
boss.
big boss.
All right.
Mike,
So
you want to talk about a certain book that you
Let's
recommended
talk
to
about
us
this 'cause,
before
yeah, we're
we
gonna-
go? Because we
Talk
got
about
to
comics.
head out of here soon.
We do.
yeah, we
So,
do.
Yeah, let's talk about this, shall we?
So for those who do not, did you recommend this to us on air?
I did not. Let's talk about this. This is a new segment called Before I Forget. So before we forget, Christian, I gave this book to you. This is called Serial.
I love this, folks.
This is from Comics Ahoy, and I love this imprint. Ahoy Comics is amazing. It's just Ahoy Comics, but Comics Ahoy is there. ComicsAhoy.com.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are fantastic. Mark Russell and Peter Snedberg. Now, I'm going to start with the art in here. Peter Snedberg he did the latter part of Starman with James Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I mean, this art is
Incredible.
amazing. It is so, what would you call it? It's
Cinematic.
cartoony.
oh,
it
I like
is-
cinematic. I like cinematic.
It's cartoony. It is cinematic. It's also
Well, it's like a evocative of the Penny Dreadful,
Yeah.
era of comics and graphic.
no.
To give a little bit more context of the story and characters.
My wife is pulling shit out of her ass. Oh my god, the Penny Dreadful era of
Isn't it?
No, it's evocative of God. What is it evocative of? It's
Well, at least I said something. You're just like sitting there.
no. I'm sitting here trying to think. Does it?
Basically, Serial takes the idea of using the original Serial
Serial
brands
monsters?
of characters, the Serial monsters, and puts them in its own dark and gritty comic book, and it's just as awesome as you might think.
They have the Lucky
It's-
Charms leprechaun,
It's even more.
Count Chocula.
They
But
do.
that's the thing; they're not called that per se.
No, they're not because
they
Couldn't get the
allude
rights.
to it.
Yes.
they have the Quaker.
Oh, they do?
They do. They've got the Quaker. They've got Captain Crunch in here.
And what was
Fruit
what
Brute?
they and what did they call the count in this again?
That he was. Oh my God, he is the Marcus de Coco.
Yeah,
Marcus
Marcus
Dakota.
de Coco. There's Captain Crunch right there.
Yeah.
The Duke Larange. The Duke Larange. I love that. That is
It's-
awesome.
this is what I loved about reading this was that it is silly to the point that it is still serious because you know where these characters come from. So it's like in the back of your mind, you're just tickled pink at the fact that you're reading about Count Chocula and his
Oh my God.
adventures.
Now, is there
and being-
anyone who's not in here? And actually, we did talk about this on air because I remember our illustrious studio audience, remote studio audience, commenting on who they would like to see, on which characters that they would like to see on
That's
it.
right.
So yes, see.
Serial characters that were
Serial
not
characters.
featured.
So
That they
who
would like
hasn't
to
been
see.
featured yet? I think Toucan Sam's in here, right?
Toucan Sam is in
Sam
here.
is in
Yeah,
here.
he's in here. All right, all right.
Fuck
So-
up vulture or dodo.
Yeah, he's a dodo bird. He's right there. He's and like, if breakfast ye have in mind, why not eat the fruitful kind? And he does rhyme in everything. For
Oh.
flavors of fruit, we summon the brood.
So
Oh,
eventually,
oh,
when
he's
we
the
make
rabbit
the
in
movie,
there?
he'll be a puppet.
Of course he will.
And we said like Tony the Tiger,
Cookie-
the Sugar Smacks Frog.
Cookie Wizard's in here. The Sugar Smacks Frog is in here.
Okay,
We've got Frankenberry.
all right.
We've also-
Frankenberry's gnarly though.
Yeah.
Is the
There
story
he is.
good
There's
though? Is the
there's-
story
the
good?
Story's
The
amazing.
story's
Okay,
dope.
story's good. All
So
And
if
it is
you-
written by Mark Russell, who also did Superman Space Age and is next up for DC Batman. He's doing a Batman with Mike Allred. And I forget which it's called. It's not Batman, the first Bat.
So anyone who's interested should go to their local comic book shop and grab a copy.
If
right?
they have him in, because it is now out of print.
Really?
Yes.
Do we have any more?
This is our last one that Christian was glomming on to.
Oh,
I was like gonna grab it from you. This is such look at that.
don't
Doesn't
you
that-
have a copy? You usually get a copy of all this kind of stuff?
This
I
is
thought it was my copy.
this is no.
No, I know.
This was my copy, and we're putting it back on the shelves for other people because
Maybe I signed it.
Johnny.
Why couldn't I sign it?
It's all right.
All right.
It's all right.
You eat cereal, Christian.
Hell,
I don't
right.
see why. I don't see why you shouldn't be able to sign it.
And they've got Lucky Charms.
Someone had asked, who do you consider
just
the
amazing.
scariest breakfast mascot in this
Ooh.
book?
No, just in general.
in general, nobody. They're not
Really?
scary.
Are you kidding me? Quisp was fucked up. That Quisp you don't even know who Quisp is. Quisp was an alien, and he was there. You are.
That dude's harmless. That's
No,
not
are you
scary.
kidding? He's from fucking outer space, and you know he's got a ray gun. So don't be fucking with me.
So as long as he's got a ray gun, just be mindful and fearful.
Be mindful of him having a ray gun.
If I was talking more about the book, I would say Frankenberry because
Frankenberry's pretty dope, and we also have the Marcus DeCoco. He's pretty badass too.
yeah, I really did enjoy reading this book.
It was
And
so much fun.
This is out
It's
of
called
print.
Sweet Darkness,
So-
and it was serialized in Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Blood,
Mhm.
which is awesome.
Oh man, that was a dope read. But quick comics college question.
Yes, sir.
Superman Space Age.
Yes.
30 seconds. Can you?
Superman Space Age was their love letter to the entire Superman mythos, which has Superman, and it was set in the sort of timeline of Superman crashes into in Kansas in 1938.
Mhm.
He grows up in like the 40s and 50s. In the 60s, he goes to Metropolis, gets a job, falls in love, and you get some
Okay.
Christopher Reeve stuff going on. Then they throw some Crisis on Infinite Earths with some people, and then he creates the Justice League, and they try to battle the Anti-Monitor. And
So it's like a
stop him.
collage of
Yes,
all the
it is.
different
It's a
Superman.
pastiche.
Yes. Okay.
So you got every.
It's a Superman gumbo. They just threw it all in
and it's
there.
amazing, and it's really, really well done. And I'll loan you.
Why
my
do they
copy
call it Superman Space Age?
Because it's
Because I would say it's set during the space age.
yeah,
at least?
60s and 70s.
60s
Yeah,
and
so it was
70s.
Oh,
coming
okay.
up, and
All right.
I dig that.
yeah, it's very cool.
If you any particular books that you do recommend in that comic book line, or just the entirety of that line of Superman Space Age?
Well, it was just a 3-issue
Okay.
prestige format.
Okay,
So,
cool.
Very
What does
cool.
prestige format mean?
Prestige format
For-
this is a regular comic book. It's a floppy. It's 22 to 32 pages. Prestige format is more along the lines of like 48 pages. It's oversized. Kingdom Come was printed in the prestige format. First comic printed in prestige format was Dark Knight Returns.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
it was like what Distillery just produced a prestige format?
no,
Some of
that's
oversized.
an oversized.
Okay.
That's
We should.
DC started doing that as Black Label. So
Okay. Yeah. Next
more like
next
magazine.
episode we'll have to pull up like the different. I think it'd be interesting for people who may not be familiar to
Sure.
see like the different. Yeah.
I'll pull out
We
we
talk
have a
about-
golden age comic downstairs someplace, and we'll pull that
Ooh.
out and show people how much bigger it was.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you have?
And this is Boris Karloff's Gold
Yeah.
Key Mysteries. I brought this over because Christian was talking to me about Serial, and he digs the horror stuff
I do.
because, well, so say we all. But Boris Karloff had his own Gold Key comics back in the 60s and early 70s when he was still alive. And even after he was dead, they were still putting his name on shit.
I mean, his name is on a current, pretty
And-
new comic book.
Well, I mean, the fact that it came out this week, yes,
Yeah.
it's pretty goddamn current. So, but it's an anthology. And I don't know if you ever saw, but Boris Karloff had his own like Twilight Zone. It was called Thriller.
What?
Oh yes, it's true. It's true.
There's stuff you don't know, my friend. Thriller by Boris Karloff. He was the host of Thriller.
It's on Roku. I know what I'm watching tonight.
Or you can borrow my DVDs. I have the DVDs.
Oh, that's
No,
awesome.
no.
Jerry
He has to-
Goldsmith did the
we'd have to-
score.
We'd
There
have
you
to
go.
wait until
Ah.
we
Yeah.
give it to him. He can just go on Roku.
You can go. Yeah, you would have to wait. You already have to come back tomorrow. But it had a bunch of people in there, like Barbara Feldon got her start on there. It was, I think, 60.
Rip Torn got his start there. I'm trying to.
Well, I don't
there's
think
a
he got
lot
a
of.
start on there, but yes.
Well, he was on there.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
A
Bruce
whole bunch of
Dern,
people. Bruce Dern.
Was it
Cloris
cool?
Leachman.
Was it cool?
Ed Nelson.
It was, honey, we have it. We can watch it. I tried to watch it with you, but it's very cool.
I know this.
This is the one that Stephen King cites as like one of the Twilight Zone and Thriller that
Major influences in his.
major influences in his horror
Interesting.
stuff. So yeah,
Oh,
I love
and
that.
hold on, Christian, didn't you say you had a special shout out that you needed to give tonight?
Yeah.
Before we forget.
Before we forget, you know,
Yes.
we have a recurring commenter, watcher of the show, who we refer to as Engelbert Humperdinck, but his real name is Christopher McDonald, as part of Disgruntled Projects. We're giving a shout out to his daughter today because it is her birthday.
aw,
So happy birthday, Ireland!
Happy birthday.
And,
Ireland, happy birthday!
Also, congratulations on baby number 2, which makes Engelbert a grandfather of now 2 grandbabies.
Hold on. Didn't he just become
She
a
just had-
grandfather?
Yeah.
Like last
Again.
year?
Yeah.
Oh, he hasn't had the conversation with her about where babies come
assume,
from and stuff?
I would assume no. Maybe.
No,
Okay.
she- no, she-
All right. So she's just gonna have this is gonna keep
This-
happening
we're
over and
ruining
over
this
again.
Quite kind
Oh,
shout out.
okay,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
Every year
terrible.
it's gonna
Okay,
happen.
I'm just every year we're gonna have to
Yeah.
say congratulations to Chris for becoming a grandfather. Do we have to give him a present every single year?
That's up to
No.
y'all.
Oh, okay. All
That's,
right.
that's you know what? That's what
I
hand-
gift Chris my
hand me down.
friendship. He's good.
Listen,
Oh
listen,
yeah.
listen.
Oh my God, yes.
any offspring of that line is welcome on this earth. So
I
we
gift
are
Chris
most
your
delighted,
friendship. So
we're
there
most
you go.
delighted to hear that Miss Ireland, happy birthday,
Happy
is
birthday. Congratulations.
doing it
Yes,
again the right way.
congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. As we said, we'll be here next week, roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
Go check out all the comic books that Mike recommends
And
because
check out Thriller, which
I'm
Chris
going
just
to be
gonna
watching.
do.
I'm going to report back on the first
Oh my
season.
God, I
next week.
want to hear. Actually, it's. I only think it went 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's why I said first season,
Yeah.
one episode.
And if you haven't watched Christian's Banjo and Buckshot,
Fuck you. No,
you need to go to YouTube. His
This guy's in
Arcade
it.
Productions.
I'm in it.
YouTube. It is fucking
Can I have an
hilarious,
IMDb?
and it is a
You
it is a
do have
beautiful
one.
piece of
It's on
art.
IMDb.
Is
So
Yeah. If you guys want to
I get
go,
my
if
sack
you want to
card.
go check it out on
Beautiful
IMDb, it's on IMDb. If you want to go give it a rating,
Damn.
Yes.
if you
5
want to go
stars.
check
5
it out,
stars. What do they do? 5
no,
stars
you
or
got to give
thumbs
it
up?
10 stars.
Oh, they have up to 10 stars?
10 stars is the max.
Oh.
5 stars, I'm in
Fuck
trouble.
5 stars. 10 stars.
Can I say
11
welcome
stars.
welcome to Lee Smith. Lee Smith, you are welcome to send fan mail here anytime. I will get it to. We'll send it out to Jay and Kevin. I do not guarantee that it'll be read by them, but I do guarantee that we send it out to them. So
As always, take care, everybody. See you on the same
See you next week.
bat time, same back
Happy
channel.
Valentine's Day.
Happy
everybody.
Valentine's Day.
fuck the suits.
Fuck the suits. Good night, everybody.
Hey kids, we're live at the Secret Stash with Mike, Julia, and Christian. It's the Hella Bash. Tune in and check out the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat, and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bring it